Hey, what's up? It's Nathan Williams with Crazy Marketing. Now this video right here is a compilation of several videos that help make up the course that you're taking right now. Now to help you navigate through everything, I've provided timestamps down below in the description. So I recommend going, check out those timestamps, watching what's relevant to you. Let's get into it. In this section of the course, we'll be discussing the CRM solution that ActiveCampaign offers. Now CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And basically, it's a strategy for managing an organization's relationships and interactions with customers and potential customers. A CRM solution or system helps companies stay connected to customers, streamline processes, and improve profitability. Now, a CRM is typically used for businesses that offer products and services that require like a lot of touches with their customers. Like you're going to call them, send them letters, have a meeting with them, follow up with them, things of that nature. Something that's like has sales reps and a lot of interaction with customers. If you're just selling physical products, more than likely you don't need a CRM solution. You can do it all with just marketing automation. Now you could, I guess, build a CRM to handle those customers, but it'd probably be more than what you need. The CRM is for, like I was saying, is for businesses that are really hands-on with their customers and clients. So that's who uses CRMs typically, and you probably already know if you need the CRM or not. But if you don't know, we're going to go through the process, and you can decide if it's something that would be beneficial to your business. So here we are in ActiveCampaign, and we want to come over to Deals. And we're getting started with Deals, and it gives us a little tutorial of how it kind of works. And it wants us to add a pipeline. So let me close this real quick. So how it works is you're going to set up a pipeline or multiple pipelines. You can have an infinite amount of pipelines. And a pipeline typically represents like a funnel of sorts, like the customer journey, customer funnel, where they flow through, where you're going to talk to them here, then you're going to schedule a meeting here, or you might have to follow up with them over here, things of that nature. So you're going to have pipelines, and pipelines are usually designed around a product or a service. So that's what I recommend doing. You have a pipeline for a particular product or service that you're trying to sell. And inside of pipelines, you're going to have stages. So those are the stages that people flow through in order for you to sell your products and services to them. So we'll build it out kind of right here so you see exactly what I mean. So let's go ahead and add a pipeline. And we'll say that this is we'll just say the vault pipeline. So this is going to be the pipeline that I'm going to take people through to sell my Vault membership. So then we have group access, and we'll go through groups later on in this course, but you can set up permissions and give different people, different teams in your organization or different users permission to access this particular pipeline. So that way you don't have, Joe Schmo messing with the pipeline that he should not be messing with, right? So that way everybody has their own lines and can do their own work. But we'll leave that alone now, all groups. And then we can also select how incoming leads are assigned to our people in our groups. So we could manually assign round robin based off of deal value. Now we'll just go with manually assign right now, but if you have a top performing salesman or salesperson and you want to make sure that the high dollar value deals go straight to them, you could do it right here. Or you could do, just luck of the draw, round robin. It just, randomly picks a different sales rep for each lead that comes into the system and assigns it to them, or manually assign. So we'll go manually assign and hit add. And so now ActiveCampaign has kind of set up a simple pipeline for us. Let's go through the dashboard real quick. So at the top here, we have the pipelines that we have. So I only have one pipeline right now, but if you have multiple pipelines, you could go ahead and add pipelines right here. Pretty self-explanatory. We can hit this gear icon and edit the options. So if we're like, oh shoot, we should be in euros instead of USDs, you could change it, or you can change the access or assignment method. So if you mess something up and you want to go back and change it, you can easily. You could also copy it. So if you get some stages that you like and you like the colors and all that type of stuff and you want to just copy the pipeline, you can go ahead and do that. Also, you can delete it. So that makes sense, right? Then we have the opportunity to add a stage. So these right here are stages. So we got to contact, in contact, follow up. But if we want another stage, add stage, say final or something like that. We can say black. So just like that, we have another stage in our pipeline, and you can of course design these stages to meet your needs for your particular offers, right? So you can, organize it how you see fit. And they have several filters as well as some search features and organizational features. And this will be more applicable when we actually have some deals in our pipeline, because right now we have no deals, so we can't really filter anything. I'm going to talk about deals in one of these follow-on videos, so I'm not going to go into deals this exact second. Let's finish up this little dashboard overview. So on the stages, you'll notice there's a gear icon. So if you click into here, you'll notice we can edit the stage. So if you want to change the name of the stage, you can do it. Like maybe we'll call this new leads, and we'll make it this green color instead of this green color. And let's say we want to change the width of it. We could go ahead and do that. And then we could also change how it is sorted. So based off a name, next action needed, usually the norm or deal age. So that way if it's a new lead, you want them probably towards the bottom where the older leads are near the top, so that way you engage with them before they get too old, or however you want to organize it. But there's several different sorting options in here. So you can select through these options, and then you can do descending or ascending, pretty self-explanatory. And then card appearance, this is how the deals will look on the different stages. So you can kind of customize this to present the information that you need. So you can click this gear icon or the drop-down arrow. They both do the same thing. So just click over here, and you can select a different piece of content or text you want to display. So if you want their name, you can leave it at the default, but if you want to display their phone number instead, you could go ahead and change it like that. You can come over here, change whether to show their profile picture or not. If you can also click just right here, there's like a blank area, and you could go ahead and add like the deal title or something. You can do the time, when the next time something's due, or deal age, and then the value amount, or any other of these options. So if you wanted to put the company there that's more important to you, then you could do that. So self-explanatory stuff right here. You can of course play with this to make sure you're getting the information that you need or your sales reps need, and you can go ahead and save. And then you can do the same concept for all your stages. So you come through here, you can change the width, change what appears, and so on. So pretty simple, self-explanatory. In the next few videos, we'll go through like adding deals, manipulating deals, moving them around, and all that type of stuff. So you'll see how this whole system actually works. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the training. Real quick, I have a special offer that I want to present to you where you can get a digital copy of my book as well as an audio copy. Plus, I'm giving away 20 pre-written emails that make your email writing a piece of cake. And finally, I have a 7-figure funnel. It's the first funnel that I built that generated over 7 figures for a small business, and it includes training on how to actually set up the funnel. If you're interested in that, plus several other bonuses, link in the description down below, or there'll be a link in the little box up above here. So if you're interested, check it out. Back to the training. In this video, we're going to talk about actually adding deals to your pipeline and your stages and moving them around. So there's several ways to add a deal. You can manually go in here and add a deal, or you could set up an automation that adds a deal to a pipeline and a stage. I'm going to show you both of those methods in this video because they go like hand in hand. So of course, adding one manually, you come into your pipeline and you click add a deal, or you can click it over here if you want to click the button in the top right hand corner instead. So deal title, so this is usually like the title of the offer that they're signing up for. So maybe it's like 30% off the vault. Just to keep in line with our example, we'll say that it's $70 instead of $100. Deal description, I'll just copy and paste. It's entirely up to you how much information you need here. If you have a bunch of different offers and you want to prep your sales reps before they go ahead and call somebody, you could have a full-on description of the deal, or you don't actually have to have anything if you don't want to. Where we want to place it, so we can place it in the pipeline of the vault, what stage, and then who we want to assign it to. I only have one person right now, so that makes it easy. And then contacts information, so we can go ahead and add their contact information. So I'll just do Nathan plus deal test at crazyimarketing.com. Nathan deal test, organization, and I'm not going to worry about it, phone number, and add. And boom, just like that, we have a deal in our pipeline and on our new lead stage. Now you can grab this deal and you can drag it from one stage to the other stage. So drag and drop, nice and easy, user-friendly, etc. If you click it and hold it, you'll notice that there's an option for drag here to mark as one, drag a deal here to mark as one, or drag a deal here to mark as lost. So if you win a deal, you can drag it up here and it'll remove it from your pipeline, but it'll keep track of that person as having been won. Or if you lose a deal, you drag them over here, it'll remove them from the pipeline, but you can still keep track of that customer, that potential customer or lead, or whatever you want to call them. So I just wanted to point that out. In addition to the stages that you set up, you have won and lost as well. So you can drag and drop them wherever you want to. And then also you can click into the deal and it loads up like their profile. Now you'll notice we have personal info over here. So this is the information that goes into their ActiveCampaign account, right? So it has their name, email, phone number, and any tags or anything else that go onto the profile. Remember, we set up these custom fields like the shipping information. So this is like your typical normal profile within ActiveCampaign. All your users have this profile. And then you have a tab for deals. So you click over here, you can see what deals are applied to this particular lead or prospect or customer. And we see that they're inside of the 30% off Vault deal. If they have multiple deals, we could see them all listed right here. You could also filter them based off of any status, open or closed, so you can make sure you're working with active information if you want to. You could add a deal and it'll add it just like normal. And also you could go ahead and click into the individual deals. So you could click into it right here and it just brings you over to the next tab. And you could go ahead and edit this deal if you want to. So we could change the status here. We got open, won, lost. So instead of dragging the deal around, you could click one of these buttons instead, or even delete the deal. Or over here, you could go ahead and move the deal between different pipelines and also different stages in different pipelines. So again, if you want to drag and drop, you can do these options. You can also go ahead and change the deal info if you want to. Like maybe you're going to upgrade them to 40% off instead of 30% off or whatever it might be. So you can upgrade that information. And then coming down here, you have deal tasks, deal notes, and emails. So deal tasks are tasks that you need to perform for that particular lead. Like if you have to call them at a certain time, you can go ahead and set a task. Deal notes are anything in particular you want to track about that lead. Like maybe they have certain conditions, or you want to write about their business or their family life or whatever. It's motivating them to want to buy your stuff. And emails here is if you use this email option inside of ActiveCampaign to send emails. So if you want to keep track of your emails, you'd use this send email option. So speaking of which, if you want to add tasks, notes, or emails, you come down here to this gray bar and we could add a deal task. And we can be like, call lead. And then we can select what this is about. So we want to call them, email them, lunch, meeting, etc. So call lead, go ahead and set a day, set a time, and how long will this meeting last. And we can go ahead and assign this task or add alerts for this task or automate this task. So a few different options here depending on what you want to do. And you just hit add. And just like that, you'll notice over here now under tasks, we have some information. So we know we're going to call the lead in 2 days. It's going to be 30 minutes. And we also can track it over here. We could also go back to the deals board and we'll notice now that we have a countdown that we have a task due in 2 days. So that's how you go ahead and manually add a deal and go into their information and edit it how you need. Now I know I said I'd show you how to add deals via an automation in this video, but this video is already kind of long, so we'll do that in the next video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add deals with an automation. So we'll just come over to automations. And we'll go ahead and create a new automation from scratch, start from scratch, continue. And I'm going to say when a tag is added and continue, and I'll just say deal 30% off the vault. So when this tag is added to somebody's profile, it's going to trigger this automation. Let me rename the automation as well to the starting trigger. So of course I'd go ahead and connect this to a form somewhere and somebody opts in, gets this tag added to their profile and triggers automation. And then we can go ahead and set up an action. So click the plus button and then CRM. So there's a lot of different options in here. So we got add deal, which is pretty obvious. That's what we're going to be doing here. But we could also update a title, update a status, update an owner, update a value, update a stage, update a custom field, add a task, add a note, complete a task, adjust a deal score. So a bunch of different actions in here, so you can really use these actions to create sophisticated automations that can move your leads and your prospects and customers through your CRM pipelines and stages. So you can do a whole lot of stuff and get really fancy with it if you want to. But for this particular automation, all we're going to do is go ahead and add a deal. So click add a deal. So deal title, so this is where we could go ahead and enter in the title that they're signing up for, which is 30% off the vault. And then value, we got $70. And so what pipeline we want? Well, the vault one, stage, and then new leads or in contact follow-up final. We'll do that one. And owner, just Nathan Williams, because that's all I have right now. So save. And we can go ahead and make it active. So now when somebody signs up, it's going to add this deal to their profile, and they're going to automatically be added to our pipeline and that stage. So that is simple and easy enough. In this video, we're going to talk about contact and deal scoring. Now, I already have a video about points and using the math function inside of ActiveCampaign to add and subtract points from subscribers based off of their actions. So if they're opening emails, clicking links in emails, buying products, or not doing certain things, you can add and subtract points, and based off of how many points somebody has, you know how hot and engaged and active they are, and basically whether or not you should spend time with that individual. So that point system I showed you is very powerful, and it works on all ActiveCampaign accounts, whether using the Lite plan or Pro plan or Premium plan or whatever they call their plans. It works on all the different accounts. Scoring, on the other hand, only works if you have their CRM solution, so on the Pro plan and above. And scoring is quite similar to points, but it is a little different. And I think it's actually a little bit harder to use, as you'll see shortly, but I want to show it to you anyway, because if you're paying for it, I want you to see that it exists, and you can decide for yourself whether you want to use the point system I've showed you previously, or if you want to go ahead and use contact or deal scoring like I'm about to show you in this video. So let's get into it. We'll go into contacts, and then we're going to go into manage scoring. And here's where we go ahead and set up our lead score rules, and we don't have any rules. So we get started by clicking add a score at the top. Now we can go ahead and select a score type. So contact score, and this score is applied to your contact as a whole, like how active they are. So this is like exactly how the points work. So that's based off of the contact and their particular profile and how they engage. And then we have deal score, which pertains to a particular deal. So if you want to track how engaged they are with like acquiring a deal, like if they're answering their phone, they're taking calls with you, they're going to lunch with you, something like that, like you could impact the deal score and track that particular deal instead of their contact, their whole profile score, right? So that's kind of the difference. This is the whole profile versus just one particular deal. Now they both function similarly, so we're only going to investigate one of them. So let's go into deal score real quick and check it out. So we go ahead and use the segment builder below to create your deal score rule. We can go ahead and learn more here. So there's some good articles and training on ActiveCampaign's website. If you're interested in doing this scoring method, I recommend checking them out so you can dive a little deeper than what I'm about to show you here. But yeah, so that's available. And then what we want to go ahead and do is add a new rule. So click that option, and then if a deal matches whatever conditions, so let's say that they are in our, deal details, has deal in a stage, and we can go ahead and select the pipeline, so the vault pipeline, and let's say that they made it to, stage 2 here. So they signed up, we called them, they answered their phone, and we moved them over to the next stage in our pipeline. That's what we're going to say that we're doing, okay? So we can hit save now. So if deal matches deal, stage, and vault in contact, we want to go ahead and add 10 points. So because, we called them, they answered their phone, we're going to add 10 points. And we can hit save now. And then we could go ahead and add another new rule. So let's go in here, and we'll come down to deal details and deal in stage. We'll go ahead and select the next one. And let's say that they're in our third stage, which I know it's called follow-up, but let's say that means that they had like a sit-down meeting with us, or something to that effect. So we got, when they go into that stage of follow-up, we're going to add some more points. So let's go ahead and add, let's add 20 points to their profile. Boom, big points being added from them going ahead and having a sit-down meeting with us. And just for fun, let's go ahead and add a new rule and come down here and do deal details and deal with deal in stage, the vault any stage, and let's add another condition, and deal status, deal details, deal with status is lost. So they're in our vault pipeline, right? And they could be in any stage at this point, but they've also been marked as lost. So we lost this deal, right? So we can go ahead and hit save. And for this one, we're going to want to subtract. So let's go with 30 points. So that's like a no-no. If we lost them, we want to subtract points off their deal and so on. So as you can tell, this is like a perfect setup to manage scoring for the Vault pipeline. So let's come up here and rename this one to scoring for the Vault pipeline. Save. And we can go ahead and activate it and save. And let me pop back out to the top level of the scoring. So go to manage scoring. And we see right here that I have my scoring for the Vault pipeline right here. And now as people move through the deal pipeline, they're going to have points added or subtracted from their profile. So let me move over here. So that should have added 10 points. Moving over here, that should have added 20 points. Let me go ahead and click into the profile and see what's going on. All right, so scoring for the Vault pipeline, it's still calculating. So as you saw, I moved the individual pretty quickly, the lead pretty quickly. So it takes ActiveCampaign a few minutes to catch up, but it should show us 30 here once it finishes calculating. All right, so it took a little while for the scoring to calculate, and you'll see that it says 20 points instead of what I was thinking would be 30 points. And my thought is that I moved through the pipeline and the stages too quickly, that ActiveCampaign didn't register the 10 points that were supposed to be added. And maybe that's like a safety protocol, so that way if you move someone to one stage and then move them back real quick, like it realizes like you might have made a mistake, and so it waits maybe like 5 minutes or so to be like, okay, you meant to do that change, let's add the points. So my thought is that this is like a protection that ActiveCampaign puts on you, so you don't accidentally add like 100 points when you move somebody to the wrong spot. So that's my thought there, but you can see that it did add the points right here. So we got some points on the individual, and that's essentially how the deal scoring works. Now, just like with the point system that I showed you earlier on in the course, you can trigger automations and do segments based off of the number of points somebody has. So let's go over to automations real quick just so I can point it out to you. And again, it works the same way as the points and math. So this should be pretty simple to understand. So we'll go to new trigger here, and we scroll on down, and you'll see when a score changes. So we select that option, we can hit continue. So when score, and we select our scoring options, and I only have one for the Vault pipeline. So it changes to be above or below a certain number. So above 10, let's say. We can run once or multiple times. So one time, and add start. And boom, just like that, we're triggering an automation when a score rises above a certain point, and then you could trigger an email or an entire automation and take the person through whatever actions you want to take them through. So that is deal scoring in a nutshell. In this video, I want to talk to you about moving deals between stages with an automation, because sometimes you might want to, move a deal with an automation because it can be very powerful. Depending on what action somebody takes, maybe you move them to another stage. And I've used this quite a bit, so maybe it will be applicable to your business. So let's say we have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and over time people progress through these 4 stages, right? Now, there might be an instance where you get in touch with somebody and you you manually go in there, you grab somebody, and you drag them over to stage 3. Because they're like super hot, they're gonna go on a meeting with you or whatever it might be. So they're a hot lead in stage 3, so you manually move them over from stage 1 to stage 3, right? Other times you might have leads just automatically drift to different stages. Like depending on your business, I know every business is different, but I've worked with several clients and their leads kind of drifted between stages automatically, whether like they engage with somebody or not. So if you're like those businesses where leads just drift through these stages, then this video is probably for you. All right, so let's go to automations, and we'll just edit one of these current automations that we have. All right, so we got an automation starting, and that's irrelevant. So somebody subscribes to a list for an offer, they get added as a deal to your pipeline and your stage, and they're in stage 1, right? So what we might want to do, we'll go ahead just for the sake of example, is add a new deal, right? So deal title, what is it, 30% off the vault, value $70, and the vault, stage 1, owner Nathan Williams. All right, cool. So they opted in, we add them there. So then we might want to do condition workflow wait for, let's say like, say for like 3 days or so. And then we might add an if-else statement. So if-else, and we'll go with deal details, has a deal in stage, the vault, stage 1. So they have not moved out of stage 1 basically. So we're gonna wait for 3 days. Does contact have match the following deal? Stage is in the vault, stage 1. So if they're still in stage 1 after 3 days, what we might want to do is go to CRM and update a stage, and the vault, select a new pipeline and stage. So the vault, keep it in the vault, stage 2, and it affects the most recent deal for this contact. We'll leave that as a default, and we want to make sure that we stay in the vault pipeline. So save. So basically, if after 3 days the individual is still in stage 1, so they haven't been manually moved to another stage, then we're going to automatically move them to stage 2, right? And then moving forward, we could do another if-else statement. So if-else, and we come down here to deal details, has a deal in stage, the vault, stage 2, okay. So if they have a deal in stage 2 after, oh, I forgot the wait period. So wait for 3 days. So we're gonna wait for 3 days, and then if they haven't moved out of stage 2, we're automatically gonna move them to, you guessed it, stage 3. Update a stage, the vault, stage 3, most recent deal for this contact in the vault pipeline, save, etc. And just for the sake of argument, let's go ahead and wait 3 more days. And then we'll go ahead and if-else them. If they're still in stage 3, deal details, in stage, the vault, stage 3. We'll go ahead and move them. Update a stage, the vault, stage 4. Most recent deal, the vault pipeline, save. All right, boom. Of course, you'd activate the automation so it works properly. But there you go. So this is kind of like an automation to move people through the different stages of your pipeline automatically. Now, if you manually moved them, of course, they'd be in a different stage. So this automation would kind of end based on how it's set up now. Now, you could alternatively go ahead and do like a go-to action. So send or condition workflow, go to, and then you'll drag it down here. So we're gonna wait 3 days, and then we're gonna check to make sure that they're moving along, right? So you can do a whole lot of stuff with these actions and automations to move people automatically through your pipeline. And depending on your business model, that might make sense to automatically move people to different stages in your pipeline or different pipelines or all sorts of stuff. So there's a bunch of actions. So we got, add a deal, which you've used, update a title. So if you want to change the title of that particular deal, makes sense, right? You can change the status, change the owner. So if the deal is hot, like maybe you're using a point system, and if somebody has 100 points, you're going to assign it to your best salesperson or something like that. So you could go ahead and change the owner of that particular deal if that's something you want to do. You can do it automatically. You can update value, update a stage, which we were just using, update a custom field, update a task, or add a task, add a note, complete a task, adjust the deal score. So you can do a whole bunch of different things with automations, and I just wanted to point that out to you that there's a lot of functionality here. And if you're trying to make something work for your business, you probably can. It just takes some thought and then knowing what exists, and then you can make it happen. So hopefully this video is helpful, and I'll catch you on the next one. In this video, we're going to talk about adding additional users to your account and groups and giving them permission to access your account. Now I believe this feature is only available in the Plus and Beyond plans, so plans with the CRM solution. So if you're on the Lite plan, you might not have this capability, but let's get into it. So here we are in our account, and let's go on down to settings here, and then we want to go to users. And here's where we can go ahead and add users and also modify groups. So basically every single user needs to go into a group, and different groups have different permissions of what they can access. So right here we have an admin group, which of course is going to grant us access to everything. We can go in, edit everything, and change everything we want. So this is a group for admin users, people that can manage content. So of course admins, everybody. But let's go ahead and create a new group and say like we have sales reps that we want to have access to our CRM solution. So we could say like sales team. So there we go. This group is for our sales reps. We can pick different lists to give them access to. So if you have multiple lists, you can go ahead and grant access or not have access to them. Then we get into permissions, and there's a lot of options in here, so we'll go over them quickly, and you can decide what's important to you and what's not, but this way you'll see what's available. So lists, so do we want to allow them to add new lists, edit lists, delete lists? So probably don't need a sales rep in there deleting a list or adding lists. Like they don't need to be messing around creating lists, so let's not let them have that permission. Campaigns, so can they send emails? Do we want them to be sending emails to our entire list? Probably not. Probably don't need them in there sending emails. Contacts. Can they edit contacts, add contacts, etc.? Yeah, I think they should be able to edit contacts. Like what if they find out that their name is, or that they go by Bill or instead of Billy, or they have a different name than what they entered into the form, or they have a different phone number or email address or whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and let them edit contacts. They can add contacts. Don't want them deleting anybody, probably. Let's see, merge contacts. It's kind of advanced, but maybe you explain that to your sales team, whatever. Approve contacts, sync, manage contact list segments, manage contacts, custom fields. Now we don't need to do any of that stuff, but we can let them add, edit, merge. Sounds good. Automations. So do we want to let them manage automations? Probably not. We don't need some sales rep going in there messing with our automations that we've set up. Subscription forms. Do we need them to create subscription forms? Probably not, right? Templates. Should they be messing with templates? Nah, probably not. Reports. Do they need to be looking at reports? No, probably not. They could do their own reporting, but if you wanted to give them access to reports, you could right in here. Deals. Yes, so this is where they need to have access to. So can they delete deals? Sure. Reassign? Yeah. Add pipelines? Probably don't need them adding a pipeline. Those are set at headquarters or whatever, and we don't want 18,000 pipelines popping up. Do we want them to be able to edit pipelines? So should they be able to add stages to pipelines? Probably not. We probably want to leave those alone. Delete pipelines? No, we want to keep that there. Manage deal custom fields. Now I believe this is for adding and removing actual custom fields on deals, and we probably don't want them to have that type of administrative access. Now of course you can turn this on, register, and give yourself this permission. Go log into that account, see what you can and can't do. Make sure that they have the required permissions that are the required access that you think that they should have. Make sure that they can't go in and delete contacts or whatever. So you go create your own account, log in, test it out, try and break things and see if you can, because people are going to click around and try and get to places that they can't and do things that they can't. So make sure that they really can't. All right, so cool. Save responses. Do you want them to be able to manage saved responses? Sure. We'll say, yep, you can do that. Save. And let me come back over here, sales team. And then we got limits. So we could limit the email sent, limit number of contacts. So if you want to go ahead and, I don't know, maybe you have a client and you want to limit the number of contacts they're going to add to your ActiveCampaign account, you could go ahead and set a limit here. Something to that effect. So pretty powerful options, features, functions, etc. And you can really create some unique groups that suit your needs. So you got your group, then you come over here and add a new user. So this is what I was just talking about like 2 minutes ago. So if you want to create a Nathan plus test, or we'll say sales rep at crazyimarketing.com. So Nathan sales rep Phone number doesn't matter. Username, I think I can leave that blank actually. I think it'll just pull in my email address. But we'll see. Sales team, add them to that group, add. Oh, so Nathan, we'll just call sales rep. Actually, let's try add. All right, so this individual has been added to ActiveCampaign. So now this is what I was talking about. We can go ahead and test this out real quick, see what access they have. Got Nathan plus sales rep at crazyeyemarketing.com and log in. And now we can go ahead and play around in here. So we can go into contacts real quick, see what type of access we have. They shouldn't be able to delete a contact. And you see there's no delete option. Usually there's a delete option there. So that's a good thing to note. That being said, they can edit contacts. So be careful with their ability to unsubscribe from list. Oh, never mind. They can't unsubscribe them from the list. So there you have it. Add tag. So they could add a tag to a bunch of people. So there's some stuff that they could mess with. So you can go back in there and change the permissions around a little bit more and test things out, make sure that they can't access certain things. Campaigns, oh, we don't have any campaigns. There's no options over here for me to create a campaign, add a campaign, so that looks good. Here's deals, so they should have access to deals. So here I am looking at deals. Let's see, we'll do open one or lost. And so here's the deal. They should be able to move the deal around, so that looks good. Click into the deal. They could go ahead and add notes to the deal, add a deal note, make sure that they can handle deals, add a task. So it looks like everything's working and I'm happy. And so that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you how you can create groups, set permissions for those groups, and then add users to those groups, and then go in and test to make sure that they have the permissions and the access that you think that they should have, and nothing more, because you don't want some ding dong going in there and breaking your entire ActiveCampaign account. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed the training. Now I have a quick special offer for you. So if you want a digital copy as well as an audio copy of my book here, as well as 20 pre-written emails to make your email copywriting a piece of cake. And I also have a 7-figure funnel. It's the first funnel that I built that generated over 7 figures of revenue for a small business. And the funnel includes a course on how to set it up and also how to actually sell that funnel to small businesses. So if you're interested in starting a digital marketing agency, that course and that funnel are an ideal option for you. And there's a bunch of other benefits and stuff, bonuses and stuff. Anyway, link in the description down below, or there's going to be a little button probably up here in the video if you're interested in checking it out. Yeah, just check it out if you're interested. And other than that, I hope you have a great rest of the day.